Hi everyone, it's K-Red and welcome back to this project. This will be part 3. Pretty confident it'll be the last part that we're working on. And as we work on this little project, this is just random pattern project. So in the first video, you saw where we made these circle arcs, did some filling in on them, hit about the 50-minute mark or so, ended that one. Then we decided to continue and finish off this and then work our way up here. Did that for about another 50 minutes. So now we're starting our third hour. And let's see how we finish this up and how we keep going. For any of you who are new, I will go ahead and link the previous videos in so that you can catch up or start from the beginning if you would like to. Do apologize. I've got my camera just a little bit off. So give me just a moment while I try to. All right, I think we may have lost some recording. I'll go back and check. Hopefully not. But if we did, hopefully, I'll do some voiceovers at the other end if I did lose everything I just done. But we did these 3 designs.
Let's see if I can get you caught up on what we missed when I had that little camera malfunction. I started working on these diamond areas with some bold circles on each side, one in the middle. I started by drawing, if you can follow my mouse here, these little arcs on the sides that made kind of a wobbly circle. And I decided to, since it was on the bottom in the diamond, that I would continue it on the other sides of the diamond. I then decided that I was going to try to do an aura around the inside of this. If you remember earlier, when I talked about doing an aura inside this shape, I told you how it shows every flaw, shows everything that you've done wrong. But I went ahead and tried it on this. I didn't really like it. So what I did is I did this checkerboard black square design inside it to help distract some from the irregularities of my shape. So here's a few, so you can see a couple of them in a row, just a little bit more zoomed out, with the dark circles on the points. The arcs that made, this one's a little bit better of a circle, still pretty wobbly. I did dots along the outside to kind of mirror the dots that we did in a couple of the other spaces inside these flowers and such. So we'd have those dots on there as well. And that's the pattern that I chose to do in here. So now let's move over to the next section. We talked about these diamonds. Now we started with these swirls. We had the 2 swirls made within them. And that was our base point for today. I went through with a dark pen. This would have been an 8 and did an outline of it. I decided to do that reoccurring theme of the arcs that we had done down below. And I wanted it to try to look like an interrupted swirl on the inside. Let me zoom in just a little bit more so that the theory was this would make almost like a ribbon underneath. I think the theory was good. I think it would have worked. I think it's just too short of a space for us to really be able to establish it. But I did the alternating black and white lines. I like to have the movement. I added swirls and a dot in between each one. So if we zoom out a little bit more so you can see all 3 at once, you'll see the swirls went in between each, dots on the outside of the swirls, and then that shape on the inside of that kind of alternating colored ribbon. And then to catch you up onto where we are right now, I took these squares, and I wasn't real happy with myself for having connected these lines. My original theory was to have these as individual blocks, but I decided to add some definition with dark lines, shorter lines, and then this is the original line. So that's kind of how I filled those in, and I think that catches you up from the last video. Thanks for understanding. Let's catch back up to the real time.
These 3 designs. Hopefully we didn't miss all that, but if we did, welcome. And we'll just pick up from here. I'm currently working on this one right here. and it's a matter of these lines that I've just done. I'm considering whether I want to put a square in each of these. I think I'm going to. Just carefully try to aura a square. And again, attempting a similar width to the border all the way around. Using a nice dark pin of a 1/0. Okay. And so then what if in here I repeat the same thing? I do a thick line. Do those all the way up with this one pin before I switch over. Then we'll grab our 02 pin. With 3 thin lines. And then one more with a thick line. This has become quite a little rabbit hole I've gone down, but it is intriguing me a lot. So I'm going to go to my 08 pen, which I left uncapped a second ago. Hopefully it'll still have some ink that's not too dry. I need to do a test line in the back. Yep, I'm fine. And let's do another one. An aura inside. I think I'll just stick with this pin because it's not going to be that much to do. I definitely see this as a rabbit hole I'd like to go down and explore more. Where I start with one pattern that's nestled, like the little dolls, in another pattern that's nestled in another pattern, and that's nestled in another pattern. I'm gonna make this one nice and dark. So that is intriguing. I'm not sure that it's the best fit for this project, but it is an interesting thing and definitely something I might play with later. Just in case you missed the other one, these were 4 here, here, and here, 3 big squares that I had accidentally connected. I originally meant for them to have space in between them, but they didn't. So that's the way it worked out. And then I chose to do a thick line and thinner, and then a thick. And then within that, I did an aura. And I did the same thing, a thick line, 3 thinner and thick, and then I did an aura. So this is one shape or pattern. This is one pattern, and this is one pattern. So kind of interesting. We'll see how that all works out. Maybe in another project, playing and revisiting that. I decided I wanted this line to be a little bit straighter, so I'm gonna straighten it and thicken it up just a little bit. Alrighty, so then I have these really bizarre things over here. I'm not sure what I was thinking of when I drew them. I just knew I wanted something different. So I draw 3 circles. Or not 3, but I draw circles. I draw diamonds. I drew squares. I do these swirly S's. And then I did this pattern. And that's what I decided to do in these rows that I created by the circles. So erase my pencil lines. I did them in pencil first because I wasn't sure how they would turn out. And let's see how it all works out. Now what to do with this? Do we want a curved line in it? Do we want straight lines in it? Let's grab my pencil real quick just so that I don't make too many errors. And I'm wondering what it would look like if I did an arc line in them. Don't think I'm a huge fan of that. What if I made these points thicker so that they'd look like more of a dot there? That's a possibility. I really don't know what to do here. So let's just start by drawing some more lines. And we're drawing them on the inside of each one. I have no idea where this is going to go. No idea what I'm heading towards, but we'll see where we end up. So then on this one, let's draw them on the top and on the bottom. Kind of like the idea of adding definition at every point. We've kind of done these dark circles throughout, so let's keep at it. And I'm using an 02 to make the lines and the circles. What if we drew a circle in each of these squares? And what if we did, I'm going to turn the paper this way, got some pens in my way, I'm going to move them out, and do the 3 lines, 1, 2, and let them kind of diminish in size as they go up a little bit. And the same thing on these. And the top line is mostly just a dot. And I thought about filling in the circle, but since I'd already done that, what if on every other one I put some vertical lines? Or at least vertical the way I'm holding the paper now. So if we look at it this way, this is where we are. I made them horizontal lines, but I do like that. I think what I'd like to do is come back with my 12 pin. I think I need to darken these lines. And then by darkening them, it actually connected that line with the one that was above it. And let's put a little spiral in there. We're going to add a line on the outside of these. Not sure always when to stop. I think the That's always one of the hardest parts with any drawing. On these I did just these little dots. And I'm just going to define them a little bit more so they don't look like just an accidental pin mark. Alright, I still don't necessarily like this, but I like it better than I did. So let's go ahead and do 3 lines rather than 1. And once again, they can descend just a little bit in size. There we go. Makes it look a little bit more like it's thumping, maybe. A little more movement. And I think I want the lines to go through all the circles. They're a little bit small, they have such a fine detail, but I just really don't want them black. So let's take a look at everything as a whole, see where we're at. Looking at these circles, I didn't like that they're alternating white and black. So I'm going to change them all in, fill them all in. Very nice. I'm going to take my 1 pen, which I think is what I used, or 10, however you say it. I always think of the O2s and the O1s as .01, so that's why I tend to call this one 1. But I think I just want to finish off that top, because if there'd been another one, that would be there, and it felt like that was missing something that it should have. And let's go ahead and do one more dark circle on the outside of these and on the other side. Now, these are obviously awkward. They don't meet a full circle, but if you wanted yours to, you could have picked a circle tool up, put it in the middle like this, maybe even one smaller like this, and you could have traced just from line to line and line to line, and then you would have had what would have looked more like a circle. Would have had I don't know, I'd say a less organic or a little more precise looking circle. That would be pretty too. But could have done that on these little ones on the inside and then on the ones on the outside. So I'm still not happy with here, and usually on places where I'm not happy, I do a little bit more. I'm not real happy with these little circles. Not real sure what to do about them. I thought I'd want to do something back into these, but I don't think I do. And then this white area here, I'm not so sure on. So let's do this. Let's grab my 8 pen. And although I said I didn't want to put anything in there, I'm going to put a line on the bottom of each of these. Just a little definition. And that's all we're doing at this point. We're not going to do anything else big or major. We're just doing some filling in type things. So on here, let's put small little half circles at the bottom. I'm not sure why or what I think that will do. But that is what came to mind, so that is what I am doing. Maybe should have thought it through, but we'll see. Just something. I think it's the eyeball factor that's bothering me. So I think what I'll do is I'll do one over here, and I'll do one on top and on the side. Look a little bit more like a soccer ball now. Forget what you call a creature that has one eye. But that's kind of what it was looking like to me. Some little creature with one eye. So I definitely like this a little bit better. All right, I like that better. I'm going to go back to my 02. I'm going to put some lines in here. And I went straight through that black center. I wasn't sure if that'd be a mistake, but you can't really tell, so I don't think it is. And originally, when I thought about doing this, I was going to do it in the top areas. I decided at the last minute to add it to the big area. And then I'm just going to do a little accent line. And I'm going over it a few times because I'm not really having a dark enough pin that I should have. I'm going to keep going with it so that it does have kind of that funny little weight to it of it being filled in. I'm going to go upside down on the bottom. That arc wasn't quite right, but it's okay. There we go. Kind of took care of that space that I wasn't overly happy with. Better with that space. Boy, such a busy paper. No wonder it's taken me 3 hours to do it. There's a lot going on this page. That's good. There's a lot going on in my mind, so that works. Let's add this little, well, no, let's not. I was gonna add this little circle thing on the top of all of them. Yeah, I'm gonna anyway. And it doesn't really match the pattern because that has them in the middle of all three. But having that little space at the top was annoying me. And now I just have them straight down. We'll add the little dots next to them. Clean this up a little bit. Alrighty. I like it. I'd like to think about some shading, just not real sure what I want to shade. So on this one, it's easy. I usually like some shading underneath each of these to go with a little dark accent. So we can start here for sure. Just remembered I thought about coloring in that bottom. I'm not gonna. I think I have enough busyness on here. Here's one of my smaller tortillas. So what do you do when yours is dirty like this? I don't always like it to come on dirty. So I have one of these. I think you're supposed to use it to sharpen your pencil. I use it on this. I have no idea if that's right or wrong. Just kind of what I've done. A little bit in there. Now that I have some on here, not nearly enough. So sometimes what I'll also do is I rub some of the graphite on there, and then I can pick up a little. And just put it on the inside of each of these little rainbows. I had considered, I'm going to use the other side now to smooth it out. Clean that side up, get rid of some of the fuzzle. Oh, there's probably a real artist out there going, don't do that. Yeah, I don't know. and do it. I'm going to show you what I do next. I was watching a gentleman, a British gentleman, I believe he is, do some drawings, graphite type drawings. And when he would do his shading, he would also, trying to find my little tiny eraser where I put it down last time I used it. Oh, there it is. He would also go in and use his eraser to clean up his shading, which for me has been brilliant, because I'm not always as careful as I should be in keeping the shading right in the middle. But now I was able to shade easier and then just come back and give that ray of light right down the middle by the eraser. And if it comes back that it's too harsh of a line, you can just do a soft across. But let's do that. So then we'll add a little bit of pencil mark at the bottom. Now once again, my light sources are probably all messed up, but it's okay. It's just fun. I have this big one handy, so that's what I'm using. Okay, that's kind of fun. So let's go back to the little guy. This is probably even another one. And let's put it on the inside here. Alrighty, I'll probably clean that up just a little bit underneath so that under the dash is clean. There we go. And just off of the pencil, we'll do the middle of that. Alright, that's fun. I like it. So I guess it would only make sense that there be some under. I have a little bit of a tissue here. This is a little bit much for me, so I'm going to try to see if I can fade that out just a little bit. And then come back in with my eraser in the areas that I want to be clean. There we go. I'll do the same thing here. When I watch, I think it's Maria is her name, on one of the founders from Zentangle, they always shade a lot, and they're really great at it, and it looks so amazing, and they shade with colors, and they do all kinds of fabulous things. So if that's something that interests you, you can watch their videos on YouTube, Zentangle's YouTube channel, and it's very, very cool. I really enjoy what they do. In fact, I have just purchased, oh, I have it right here. I have purchased a Project Pack 9 that I might pull out and do in the future. I'm not sure if I'll record it or not. Not real sure what the rules are. Not being a Zentangle instructor, I don't want to be insulting or disrespectful for those who are and have paid the money to have that education and that experience. It is not something that is in my budget, but that's okay. They are instructors and they are created the company and all that so that people like me can just enjoy what we're doing and we can learn, because this is not something I would have learned without their videos and many other people's videos giving me ideas and showing me what they do and how they do it. So in this year of learning, I want to just figure out some more of the rules about what is how to be respectful and yet not be something I'm not, or give an illusion or anything like that. So we'll see where that all kind of ends up. Now I'm adding just a little bit of a color on the outside of these. Going just a little bit crazy today. Feeling much better. My past episodes, I talked about having some neck and back pain. I seem to have worked through those muscle spasms, and I'm actually able to sit and draw. I think that's probably why this one turned out to be a 3-hour one. This just felt nice to be able to spend so much time doing that. Let's go back to something that had a fine point. Yeah, I thought this one does. So I can, and my eraser. I overshot quite a bit on that pencil line. Alrighty. Thinking that this will just about do that for today. I'm really glad you all joined me. Hope I gave you a couple ideas, or maybe some things to try, maybe some things not to try. But I appreciate y'all being here. Feel free to leave me a message, leave me a comment. Let me know what you liked or didn't like. We'll be putting out another one of this version. I think we're going to put this out in 2 versions. One will be real time, where you see me sputter and mumble my way through. And the other I will do just with music and things sped up a little bit. So if you just want the ideas, look for that one. It'll be coming in just a couple days, and you'll just be able to fast forward through and see the results. So thanks again. Appreciate y'all for watching. If you would be so kind as to hit the like button and subscribe, it would really help my little channel. Let me know you're out there. Be safe, take time, and remember to breathe.